Welcome to Jackie's Craft Table. Hello everyone, welcome to day 3 of the Under the Sea Inspiration Hop. To check out all of the inspiration, click on the hashtag Saturday Under the Sea. Today's card is going to be a Slimline card. I love creating Slimline cards. I'm going to start out by doing a little bit of stenciling and ink blending. I drew an underwater sand hill with my pencil onto a piece of masking paper. I'm just going to cut this out and peel off the release paper. Then I will attach this to the bottom of my card. Before I do any ink blending, I am going to stamp out my mermaid and all of my underwater creatures. This is a stamp set from the In Love Arts shop. I love this set because it has a cute cartoony look to it. It's called Underwater Creature and Mermaid Stamps. There's a lot of cute sea critters to choose from in this stamp set. I'm going to stamp up a bunch of fish and this cute little jellyfish. It even comes with a few seashells that I'm going to stamp out on the sandy hill under the ocean. I'm also going to stamp out masks for all of my creatures and my mermaid. I haven't used these stamps yet, so I stamped them first onto a piece of scratch paper just to condition them so they stamp up nicely for me on my card panel. This card panel is made out of a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock. I cut it out with a faux stitch die using one of Trinity's Stamps Slimline die sets. I love their die sets for their Slimline cards. I'll cut out my masks off camera. But now to do a little bit of ink blending. I started out using Salty Ocean, but my ink pad was just too dry, so I switched it to Mermaid Lagoon. And I do have all of my masks protecting my critters. And then I move in with Tumbled Glass at the top of the ocean. And I'm just going back and forth between these two colors, getting a nice smooth blend. Now I'm going to work on the sandy hill under the ocean, and I'm using tea dye ink for this. I stop here because I forgot to stamp out my seashells. I'm going to quickly do this and stamp out some masks for them as well. I just love how this starfish is drawn. I'm going to stamp that out twice, and then another little seashell. Then I'll make up a few masks for these. The mask didn't stay on very well when I was doing my ink blending, but that's okay. I came in with some dark Copic markers and colored over the top of them. So I stamped everything up with my Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. I really love this ink. It dries quickly, and it's great for Copic markers. It won't smudge or smear. And now to take off all of the masks. This is always a fun part. Some of these little fish were really difficult to put masks on. We'll pull those up. And then we can start in on our Copic coloring. I'm doing some very simple coloring. I want it to look kind of cartoony. I'm going to start out with the cute little mermaid. I'm doing some really fast coloring. I keep all of my Copic markers in a nice little marker holder on my desk. I don't have the whole collection, but I do enjoy building up my collection. Here is a look at this container. I just love it, and it helps me keep them organized really nicely. I'll have the links listed below and over at my blog, but I'm just grabbing markers and coloring. I'm not giving much thought to it. I'm just enjoying my Copic coloring. And I'm trying not to pull too many markers down. I don't want to get buried under some of these markers. And I like to use just a small selection of colors. I think it helps to add cohesion to your card when you don't use every single color under the rainbow, but reuse some of the colors on your images. So that's what I'm trying to do. I just love this little fish here that's facing front. He's so cute. These little stamped images were so much fun to color in. One thing I forgot to do on this card before taking off the masks from my images was to distress it. I love using Distress Oxide and then flicking water on it and then dabbing it with a clean cloth. And it just creates the most cute underwater bubbly scene. But I forgot to do that this time, so I am going to make up for it by using a sun ray stencil over it. For some reason, I lost the footage to this portion, but all I do is use a stencil, and it's from Fun Stamper's Journey, and it's called Sunny Day Stencil. And I put it over the top of my card so that the sun rays were coming into the water, and I used a little bit of white pigment ink over it. You can see it here on my almost completed card, but it just adds a subtle, fun little touch. I cut out a piece of pink cardstock with one of the Trinity Stamp scalloped edged dies, and I'm going to use some dot liner to attach my main panel onto this. I thought the pink matched really well with the mermaid tail. Now I can attach it to my white card base. Since this is an underwater scene, I'm going to add a few bubbles. These are from Trinity Stamps, and they're called Fortune Teller. I just love these. They're very low profile, and they come in different sizes in the mix. And it just adds a fun and another very subtle little touch to the card. I'm using my jewel picker and some liquid glue to attach these down onto the front of my card. And now I can attach it to my card base. I wanted to add the bubbles before I attached it to my card base. Kind of hard keeping the Slimline cards taped down to your work mat. It just keeps wanting to pop up. And now for the sentiment. I'm going to stamp out the sentiment that says, "Sending you birthday wishes from under the sea." And I'm going to fishtail one of the ends. To do this, all you need to do is cut a slit in the middle and then meet the two ends to the slit. And it cuts out a perfect fishtail. And then I am going to pop this up with some foam adhesive. I'm going to attach this up at the top of my card. I'm going to pull out my glitter pen, and this is a Spectrum Noir clear glitter pen, and just go over the mermaid tail and the shells and some of the fish, just to add a fun little touch of sparkle. I'll add them to the seashells at the bottom as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you're hopping along to see all of the fun under the sea inspiration. A big thanks to Teresa Russell from Scrapping for Less for putting together this super fun hop. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.